This is a 225 Q&A practice test. Plaintiff attorney Mr. Rolf, capital R-O-L-F. Defense attorney Ms. MS period Beck, capital B-E-C-K. And we'll start with defense attorney. Ready? Here we go. An old rusty piece of junk, right? And whole old hood, yes, I think it may be in the photo just to the right of the post all the way over here. I think that part of it there would be part of it. Yes, it was right up against it. Now if that hood had been pulled up against the back of this car, you wouldn't be able to see the tire cover that says Ford Edge, would you? No, you would not have been able to. Okay, and this car was along that little ridge where all of the other cars were single file parked, nose to bumper, and this was the only one that was double parked, right? Too deep, sticking out. I'm not sure how many cars were double parked or single parked, but this one was double parked, yes. Okay, could we maybe put up that number 89, what we were looking at before? That one, the aerial view, any aerial of that area is fine. There we go, thank you. One more. Okay, so looking at that line of cars that is parked along the berm on the north or south side of the pond there, all the rest of those cars look like they were single. Any other double parked? Yes, it seems that way, that they are single parked. Okay, this is Exhibit 86 for the record. Thank you. We better clear something up, sir. This photo was taken after the Ford Edge had already been taken from the scene, right? I don't know when it was taken. Okay, but do you recall where it was? Well, we'll leave that for another witness. So after you approached that 3 to 7 feet, you said from the car, you didn't really look inside the car yourself, right? I did not know. Okay, and then you went back to where the cars were parked, yes. And then you had some other duties that you went to. You said that you gave Sergeant Orth a couple of breaks, I think. Yes, I did. But in between those times, there was an hour or more in between that. You were doing other things, right? I was standing by in that area. Yes, okay. But for instance, you were talking with Deputy Sergeant Met. Yes, and I think you said Mr. Remick and Sheriff Page, and you were going through that whole decision-making process about changing lead authority over to Cal, right? Yes, and so there was a meeting going on down there and you guys were focused on that, right? Yes, we were in that talk, right? And you also for a period of time spoke with Earl Ames, right? Yes, I did. He, after seeing all the people down there, whatever, he started coming down on a four-wheel, what do you call those, ATVs? Yes, he did. Okay, and then so you asked him some questions about the crusher. Yes, I did. And then at some point, first, do you know how long it was before you left the car crusher area and went to the command post that was being set up over by the entranceway to Ames Road? And without looking at a report, I do not recall the time that I left the area of the car crusher. Well, I'm not sure that the report will help, but I will let you take a look at it. Maybe it will refresh your memory. It's page 10 and 11 of 22. I did not have a time listed as to what time we left that area and went back to the car or the end of Ames Road. Okay, but do you think it was an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? You don't have any recall today about how long that was? No, at some point you did, though, go to the area that later a command post was put up there right at the entrance to the business area, right? Yes. Okay, but before that, there was an incident that occurred. If you could put number 86 back up for just a moment, just at that distance is fine, I think. Yeah, I just leave it that way. There was an incident that occurred where it turned out that there were a number of people who had somehow tried to find their way into the Ames property, right? I don't think it was onto the Ames property. It was into the car area. It was to the south of the car area. But it turned out there was like 4 or 5 people walking in, coming from the south through the gravel pit, right? Yes. Is that right? Yes. And it turned out that these were friends of Dawn trying to help. Nothing wrong with that. They were just seeing if they could help, right? They were part of a search team. Yes. Okay. And they then got all the way up to the southwest area. There was no outside guard at the southwest area of the 40-acre lot at that time, right? Yes, there was not. And when they talked to them, they were all the way over by the gravel belt by that time, right? Yes. All right. Did you put a guard in there at that point on the southwest area, or did that come later? I did not, and I'm not aware of any guard that was placed there. I did not put anybody up there. Okay, that wasn't your role. Somebody else may have, but you had nothing to do with any of that, right? Just a couple of other things to clear up, even though the decision was made to move the lead role at 11:45 of the whole investigation. That's not when your department moved all supervision of the Edge area area, is it? No, it is not. In fact, that didn't take place until 2:45 when Sergeant Orth was replaced by, I'm sorry, that didn't take place until 3:04 p.m. when Cal Sergeant Tice relieved Sergeant Saul of your department. Is that right? Right, yes. So for the first 4 hours that the car was sitting on the Ames property after having been found by a member of your department, or I'm sorry, after a member of your department came, it was under the control, immediate control of members of the Manned Sheriff's Department, right? Yes, all right, thank you. I'm just going to clear up one more thing, Mr. Herman, exhibit number 86. I'm going to zoom into the area. Do you recall where the Edge was parked? All right. The word list: Herman, capital Hermann. Orth, capital Orth. Ford, Edge, capital Ford. New word, capital EDGE. Deputy Sergeant Met, capital D on deputy, capital S on sergeant. Met is METT. Dawn, capital DAWN. Remick, capital REMIK. Sheriff Page, capital S on sheriff. Page is capital PAGE. Cal, capital CAL. Tice, capital TYS. Earl Ames, capital EARL. New word, capital AMES. Ames Road, capital AMES, capital R on road. Saul, capital SAUL. Man Sheriff's Department is capital MAN, capital S on sheriff's, capital D on department. And department would be spelled out. And that's it for the word list, and that will conclude our 225 Q&A practice test.